Good afternoon, everybody. It is Monday. JMan2k here for JMan2k TV. Super excited. Really nervous, honestly. Got my first guest on today. I've kept it quiet. It's a secret. So we will reveal our mystery person who's hiding somewhere over here right now. But welcome to my channel. We are about to sit down and dive deep into what I think is going to be a great 30-minute conversation and session. I am live. We do have a live chat. If at any moment during any of this, you would like to chime in and ask our guest a question or myself, to ask him, please feel free to chime in. It's 100%. We want that. That's what we want. We want you to be able to interact with not only myself, but whoever we have here. So with that said, a few things. This is going to be a weekly thing. I'm going to have tons of guests. I've got several lined up already. This is an opportunity for y'all to get to know gym owners, martial artists, fighters, people that have trained, that don't train anymore, whatever it might be. If you, the guests, the viewers, have a suggestion of someone locally around the Lubbock, Texas area, please comment below at the end of this and let me know. And shoot, if I can get them here, we'll get them here. If I got to travel to them, I said I wouldn't go mobile, but I'm going to end up going mobile. I got some equipment on order. When it comes in, I'll be able to do this live on location wherever that person might be. So with that said, thank y'all very much for tuning in. But I would like to welcome my very first guest, episode 1 of JMan2k, Mr. Cameron McHale.
Oh, do I get fight music?
Oh, man, I don't have the Rocky song set up, brother. I completely forgot. So,
what's up, everybody?
This is Cameron. Folks, I'm going to give him the time right now. This is his time. I want him to just introduce himself so y'all know who he is. Brother,
Sure.
It's all yours, man.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
I'm honored to be here.
Dude, I'm honored to have you.
Love this. I think it's super cool. My name's Cameron McHale. Born and raised here in Lubbock, Texas. Pretty much a closet nerd, Just try to keep that thing private. But I got 4 kiddos, 3 girls, 1 boy. So that's always super fun. I come from martial arts background, military background. Still try to train as much as my fat burrito body.
Dude, you actually just had a burrito.
I literally just cooked me the best burrito.
I will be feeding my guests. If you are my guest, you will be fed. I promise you will.
You will not be disappointed. That was a mistake. Man. So, how far back do you want me to start?
Man, tell me your background. What have you done?
So,
if you want to dive straight in, let's dive straight in, and let's start in the beginning before your military experience.
Okay, Krav. So I grew up homeschooled, so I'm like the nerdiest, hiding in a closet, can't look people in the eye, like, that's me, right?
Fair enough.
So my sister attends a self-defense class, and I'm like, that's dumb. Like, you need to take self-defense. I mean, come on.
That's the guy coming out here.
Yeah,
that's the man coming out.
Okay, yeah, you do because you're a woman, whatever. And she's like, just come with me one time. I was like, okay, fine. I'll help you learn how to defend yourself. So I go and just get absolutely destroyed, in the class. I'm out of breath. I'm learning stuff. My mind is blown. I'm in love. Like, I'm in love with martial arts day one. And so my sister quit coming, like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks after, and then but I started, so started doing Krav Maga under Larry Lonis here in town way back in the day. Tiger Martial Arts University in South Flute.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, bro.
Dude, that is back in the day.
Bro.
Way back in the day.
Yeah, I was 16, 17, something like that.
Holy smokes.
And dude, that's what I did. I would work at Drug Emporium on 82nd Street. I was the pro hair aisle director, which is ironic now.
Dude, if you ever need some, dude, I have a I got you.
I'm
Bosley,
telling you.
if we got to talk to
I'm
them,
telling you.
we got it.
Whatever you need to do,
All right,
make it happen.
let's get it done.
So yeah, I knew every shampoo, every conditioner. Like, it was a problem, but I was solid. I had hair then too. Let me just say this, John. I had hair then too. Okay?
Oh my god!
Anyway,
that's
so
awesome.
I'm slinging shampoo during work hours. Then every other hour is either sleeping or martial arts. So that's what we did, man. Worked with a bunch of great guys: Carl Lust, Ty Garrett, Larry, West Vineyard.
Did you just say Carl Lust?
Yes, absolutely.
Dude, so the Lust brothers.
Yes,
they're monsters. They were both martial artists. We trained at Texas Karate together. Oh, dude. What are they? So Carl and Kevin?
Yes,
dude. I've never
met Kevin.
You've never met Kevin?
Never met Kevin.
I mean,
love Carl. We have not talked since like I was 19. But dude, that guy liver kicked me so many times. Like,
Carl's a monster, dude.
He's a monster.
Dude, he's huge.
Yeah,
he's a big guy for his age. He's massive.
He's the first guy that ever round kicked me.
Really?
So we were sparring, and he was our instructor. So I'm like, okay, I'm an orange belt. What's up? Right?
Dude, so what a small world.
And I'm ready to kick his ass.
Yeah.
And he just one outside leg round kick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 2 seconds. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Kicks. You're great for like half a second. You're like, oh, I can't function. And that was my introduction into
holy cow. I met Carl. Dude, I was probably 7.
Really?
Because so for me, I started martial arts at 4 through LCAA, Lubbock Christian Athletic Association, with the lady Kathy Gonzalez. And then when I turned 5, I moved over to Texas Karate.
Okay.
A few years later, Texas Karate Institute, right off of 34th and Elgin.
Who was their owner?
Tom Downs.
Tom
Downs, which actually just recently retired.
Lubbock legend.
Yeah, he hung up the gloves. Unfortunately, he felt ill. Bless his heart. But he's doing well. Some of his students bought the Texas Karate from him.
Yeah, good for him.
Carl is still there.
Good.
So
I love that guy, man.
It's so funny because both the brothers were there training. They're both black belts in Taekwondo. So it's so funny. You said the second you said that, I didn't hear like, did you say Carl Lust? Like, holy crap! Dude, like, dude, I think I have him on Facebook. I think I have both of them on Facebook actually.
Yeah, dude.
But dude, that's super awesome.
Yeah, he kicked my ass every day. It was awesome. Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. Don't say that because you're a big boy.
No, he totally did. Every time we squared up, I would end up hurt.
How funny, dude. That's so awesome, dude, that you know him.
But
anyways, continue on, man.
Let's see. West Vineyard. Do you know him at all? Big
name
judo guy.
Sounds familiar.
Anyway, so those are kind of some of my instructors. Loved it, man. And they all had some Krav Maga cross training, but they had judo, karate, obviously, jiu-jitsu, you name it. Man, I loved it. It was awesome. So started out doing Krav. Started dabbling in jiu-jitsu. Nothing official, just kind of like, what is this thing? So then started training and in jiu-jitsu a little bit. Did a couple of tournaments in Dallas. Man, just loved it. Got my ass kicked every time, but I couldn't understand this, language involving your body called jiu-jitsu, and just fell in love with it and got okay at it. I'm still like, okay at it. Minus the burritos. So thanks, dude.
Yeah, sorry, glad I could contribute to that. But
yeah, so then go from there, get my black belt in Krav Maga, go to the Marines. Spend 5 years there, go to San Diego, MCRD San Diego, get some, obviously super basic training there. Go to Kingsway, Georgia after that, work with Reactionary Force, Swiftland, basically moving, like, you can't say the N-word and not the typical N-word.
Gotcha.
Naval Special Weapons N-word.
Gotcha.
Right, that make giant blow-ups.
Right.
So yeah, did that for a couple years. Transferred to the fleet, basically just regular infantry unit, and deployed to Afghanistan, 2009, Helmand, Afghanistan, Nala Province, Operation Kanjar, and finished that for I think 8 months. Got out, did a bunch of honestly bullshit jobs that I didn't like doing.
course.
And, until honestly kind of brings us today. There's obviously a huge gap in between those times, but getting back into it.
Yeah. Well, I guess backtracking on that, first of all, thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you said you deployed to Afghanistan.
Yes.
Man, tell me, what was that like?
It's getting in a time machine, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Like, so I'm a Christian. Like, if you read the Old Testament, like, consider yourself transported right now into pick your favorite Old Testament story. That's where we're at.
No kidding.
Yeah. So you're shepherds, no electricity, no running water, no nothing. I mean, it's mud huts. We were. It's funny, man. So obviously Russia tried to invade Afghanistan back in the day, right? So we get there and they still think we're the Russians, which is wild.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They have no concept. There's no school. There's no education. There's no internet. There's no, just the last soldiers they saw were Russians. And they're like, we're still fighting, you guys. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so you see, like, we go to schools or whatever, you see like all over the chalkboards, like, the sickle and hammer star, with a bunch of X's through it. And
right.
It's wild, dude. It's going back in time.
That's crazy. 100%. But is it as bad as people make it to be? How would you explain it personally? I guess
this may be a little controversial.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to kick off your first episode.
Hey, man, you know what? That's what we're here for.
All right.
That's what we're here for.
I'm just giving you boots on the ground opinion.
Sounds fair.
They don't want our life. They don't want internet.
So they're completely fine with their living.
Dude, I cannot tell you how many people we sat down with, whether it's a council or individuals or whatever. And like, okay, so, and us, we're 20s, 18 to 25-year-old idiots that just, want to be there. We don't know the scope of history and all that. So we're like, hey, you guys want freedom? They're like, we have freedom. Like, no, but you don't have the internet. You don't have, democracy. They're like, okay, well, no one's coming here telling me what to do. So it's like, okay, so you don't want us here. Like, no, we don't want you here. Do you want the Taliban here? No, we don't want the Taliban here. Well, what do y'all want? We want to farm.
No kidding.
We want to farm
Holy
raise sheep and everyone get the fuck out. That's what we want.
Yeah, so they just want to be left the fuck alone.
They want to be left the fuck alone.
Damn.
Yeah.
So that's simple, guys. I mean, I
support
that.
what we did,
sure,
but also in the moment you're talking to people and you're like, I also totally get that, man. It'd be like if Russia and I don't know, Japan were fighting over Texas. What would we tell them? Oh, which one do you guys want? Neither. Go away. It was a weird thing. It was very weird.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So you said you did 8 months.
Yeah, 8 or 9 months. Helmand, Afghanistan. It was really good for me, man. First few months is nonstop. We're running missions, we're getting in firefights, all that good stuff, and then just nothing for months.
Wow.
And we were the first Westerners there. The British had a little place north of us, but they were the ones that basically requested, dude, we need some. Like, honestly, what they were saying, this is y'all's war. Like, and y'all, come on, help us out.
Come on with it.
And we did. It was great. And they were awesome. Like, they were some of the best fighters you've ever seen, the British. Anyway, so we get there, and you literally go back in time. Dude, we got there we got in a gunfight for about 24 hours.
Holy crap.
And we're freaking, because this is the first time I've ever been shot at. So you're a Marine, but you're like, oh, you never been shot at. You know, you don't know what anything is. So we get shot at. We're all like, oh my God. Fast forward a little bit. We kind of fight our way north and go to a compound, take it over. And we slept in dirt holes for 8 months. Well, not 8 months. That's exaggeration. We slept in dirt holes for about 4 months.
Wow.
And then Army Corps of Engineers came in and built us, and the CBs helped and built us some tents and stuff. So
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're looking at this outcrop over our little base.
Okay.
And we send a patrol up there because we're like, wow, it's a good sniper position. You know, you don't know. We need to check it out. So we get there, we're talking to these guys, and we asked the village elder. He's like, well, you know, who built this? Because as you get up there, you can tell, like, you can see old bricks or old stones or an old shape, you know. And he's like, well, the Greek. I said, what are you talking about? What Greek? You know. And took us about a week talking to teachers and translators and elders and all that stuff. We figured out, like, that was one of Alexander the Great's outposts whenever he swept through, you know,
Gotcha.
Asia and built a little tower right there. So it's kind of haunting. You're like, dude, this land has been, you know, tried to be conquered since Alexander the Great, and it hasn't happened. No one's done it, and we didn't do it.
Right.
You know, I don't know. It was weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah, as well.
So tell me this.
Yeah.
Being in the military, studying Krav, how did your martial arts and Krav play into your military experience?
Confidence, man. You know, it's a little bit different nowadays. It's very PC culture. That's why I got out of the Marines, because PC culture had just started to bleed over, you know. And, you know, it's hard to train warriors with kid gloves. You know, you just can't do that.
Can't.
So kind of when that started transitioning, I was like, yeah, I'm out. But until that time, man, I relied on that tremendously because I'm coming as a nerd, like a total shy nerd. Did Krav Maga. That helped me tremendously with confidence. Like, okay, I can fight. I mean, I win, but I can fight. You know?
Right.
And yeah, man, you know, going through 5 years of a bunch of asshole drunk Marines and getting in plenty of fights with them, and it was good for me, man. You know, it was really good for me. It taught me a lot of. It taught me a lot of, I don't need to, like, tell everybody everything I know. You know, you kind of have to resonate, like, hey, look, here's my, right?
Dude, I 100% agree with that. You know, like, you know, like me in martial arts, I've never put pen to paper everything I've done.
Yeah.
You know, and I've done a lot for my age, you know, for 33 years old, you know, 31 years.
You kicked my ass plenty of times, man.
Oh, dude, shut it. Y'all don't listen.
Did you hip toss me, yes or no?
Okay. Done. I did hip toss.
Have you tapped me out, yes or no? Okay.
Dude, have I?
100%. 100%.
Dude, you snapped my arm like twice the other day.
But at least twice.
All right. I think I did choke you once.
100%.
I got a choke. I definitely got a rear naked on him. Yeah,
least
definitely.
Twice.
I keep trying to go for wrist locks on you, and you hate me for that. So me and
I
Aaron
don't have wrists. I have forearms and hands.
Yeah, those are legs right there. His arms are the length of my leg. But you know, I've never put pen to paper.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of that stuff as a martial artist, it matters, but it doesn't matter who knows it too.
It really
you know,
doesn't.
I don't care who knows it. It's not something for me to brag about. I've never opened up about my martial arts life, and that's what. Doing this, I hope to let people know who I am.
Makes you feel awkward though, doesn't it?
It kind of does, you know, because like, you know, I did a lot as a young kid with my dad growing up in martial arts. You know, him being a police officer.
Was he local?
He was local. DPS. He was state trooper.
Sweet.
33 years.
Wow.
So you know, and he introduced me to things most kids don't get to do.
Absolutely.
You know, or see.
Yeah.
So. I grew up a lot differently, kind of awkward. You know, like you were saying, I was the small little bitty guy that was picked on, bullied.
Is that what got you started fighting?
It is. Yeah. It is. You know, because I was raised the traditional. We don't fight outside of the dojo. Nope. We use our voices first.
Yes.
We do these later. But yeah, it was always
a good plan.
It is, but nowadays, man, it's hard to teach your kids that way.
Really?
It really is. So for me, I mean, beat up, jumped at school, bullied all the time. I was a kid in the trash cans, locked in the lockers, late to classes because of it. And that's a side that I hope that I can engage with the folks here
100%, man.
And let them know what it was that got me to where I'm at now, you know, because in a sense, as I was telling you, I had lunch with Jimmy, a good friend of mine
Mm-hmm.
that I hope y'all get to meet one day.
Love Jimmy. Shout out. What's it called? NC? You're wearing it.
Yeah, NC Elite.
Shout out, Jimmy.
Yeah.
You crush it, bro.
I was telling him, I carry a chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
I don't like bullies.
Yeah.
I frown upon bullies. I can't tell you how many fights I got into after the first high school fight I got into where I actually fought back.
Yeah.
It just.
Did you win or lose?
I won, dude. I killed the dude.
Yeah.
And big dude. I just completely lost it. I don't remember any of it. All I know is I had blood all over my hands, and he was busted up. It happened so quick. And folks, don't get distracted. It's not something to be proud of, but it was a moment for me.
Yeah, it is.
I got all that anger and frustration.
You stopped getting your ass kicked.
Yeah, exactly. I stopped getting beat up.
That's awesome.
And then I became a bully for the bullies. So
Batman, baby.
I was a bat. Yes, good way to put it.
Like it.
Man, I got into countless fights in high school. Low key, downstairs, going to the basketball gym, the stairs, and the elevator. For those of you people that know this, Lubbock Cooper people, it was 2 floors. It was always tucked away in the tunnels, man. So, a lot of people didn't know I was getting into these fights.
Yeah.
But a lot of people would get bullied down there. And one day I happened to actually just be walking by, and a young dude just getting pushed around by 2 guys. And I said, hey, man, is there a problem?
Nice.
And I told the dude, hey, go to class. I got you. And they're like, what, you're going to fight for this?
How old are you at this point?
I am 15.
Okay.
Oof. Yeah, 15.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, so, it really changed who I was.
Absolutely, dude.
Mentally and everything. And here I am, I tell the dudes,
it's the jump from sheep to sheepdog, right?
Yep.
It's the if a wolf, a bully, whatever title you want to put on, comes and gets me, I just have to be like, okay.
Exactly.
Versus like, hold on now.
Yeah, so I mean,
I don't have to do this anymore.
Exactly. And now, growing up, I am the guy that everybody wants to fight just because I walk with such confidence.
Yeah.
I walk with the awareness. I don't walk with the tail tucked between my ass cheeks.
Yeah.
If you're going to approach me, either fight me or don't approach me at all.
Yeah.
That's just all there is to it. Especially, and I know you can agree with this next part, if your family's around. If your family, your kids, I'm sorry if you're fucking up if you come up and you're going to approach me in front of my kids. Bottom
Even
line.
it's one of those deals like, oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to do something here.
Yeah. And you don't want your kids seeing it, but at the same time, sorry, bro, you're not going to fuck with me in front of my kids.
Well, I'm also not going to let you, as a father, one of the main responsibilities you have is a protector. And I'm not going to let a foundational truth that my children need to grow up with knowing be questioned if I have anything to say about it.
Exactly.
Am I going to try to get out of fights?
Yes.
But I'm not going to ever let my kids think like, I don't know if dad has my back. Or even if he doesn't have my back, I don't know if he could have my back.
Right.
If shit hit the fan, whatever.
Dude, I 100% you can't agree with you on that. But yeah, it's it's crazy what the martial arts, military, everything, all in one.
It's the same mindset, man. And here's the deal, dude. And coming from a veteran, like, did you ever serve? You never served.
I never served. I honestly never did.
I'll say this too. There's an honor that people with the fight mentality like you do have that have never served. Like, what you said at the very start, like, man, thank you for your service, whatever. And we all, appreciate that. It can be embarrassing, because we're like, yeah. But, dude, I don't know if there's necessarily a difference between, like, you wear a uniform and you protect people, or you wear jeans and a t-shirt and protect people. Like, okay, we're protectors. Yes, there's a higher distinction. Like, well, you serve in the military, that means you're badass. No, definitely does not. I know tons of pieces of shit that were in the military that were total cowards. So it's really like, man, it's the sheepdog or just the protector mindset that is very rare. And it's definitely not everybody in the military. It's definitely not everybody in the fight world. Because some people just learn to fight just to be assholes, because they're angry. They're hurt. They're pissed. Mike Tyson, great example.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I just want to.
He just want to fuck people.
I want to hurt.
He literally I don't know what's more scary, younger Tyson or older Tyson. Because I think
same page, bro.
I think they're both equally still
Yes.
fucked off in the head.
100%.
You know, yes, I think he's more humble now.
Absolutely.
But I think if that switch flipped again, dude, for his age, dude, if this Holyfield fight, if this
he bites his other ear off,
that would be a great close to a trilogy.
Call it
over. Oh my gosh, dude, that is amazing. So man, kind of pushing, still talking about serving.
Yeah.
You know how you were saying whether you're in a uniform or not in a uniform, they could equally both still be serving. Which brings us to, you're not done serving. You now have something you just started that I actually got to help you with this past weekend. Yes. So guys, I'm going to let Cameron introduce his thing. Brother, tell us about what you got,
so Raven Tactical, right now, we just started a couple weeks ago. So right now, all we got, my beautiful fiance, Erica, shout out, is building YouTube, you know, all the other social media platforms. We got one of our instructors, Jacob Thompson, building a website out. Dude, it's just a bunch of people that like have a vision for it and want to help do it. And the vision is just like, dude, like, let's stop being victims. Whether you're male, female, old, young, whatever, let's be afraid of things that matter. Like, are my kids going to grow up healthy? Am I going to love my wife correctly? Am I going to, you know, let's pick those things to actually dump our time and energy into and not be consumed with like, what if there's a school shooting? What if I get kidnapped? What if I get robbed? What if, because awareness is not fear, you know, fear is I know it can happen to me and it locks me down. Right. Awareness is just like, I know it can happen to me and I'm fully prepared and fully confident to handle it. And it's not even on my conscious. It's always on my subconscious radar, but it's not on my conscious radar. And put your conscious radar on shit that matters. Yeah. You know, your family, your kids, your job, your work, your career, you know, whatever that is for you. So that's what we're trying to do, man. And we incorporate a ton of Krav, judo, you know, we're going to add a little bit of Muay Thai into this. Obviously we do simunition training, which is kind of new to Lubbock. You know, it's what we did in the Marines and a ton of law enforcement do it. It's not paintball, but it's taking actual weapons, converting them. Yeah, man. Oh, dude.
Yeah, how you feel, dude? We got shot out. You got torn.
I can't pull my arm, my sleeve back, but this is a bruise.
Dude, you got jacked
I got tore up.
Hey, dude, you got shot at least 30 times.
It was bad.
You know,
that was one of my best ones, man.
And you know, you shot me in my pec.
Sorry.
Point blank.
Sorry.
But it did not hurt like the way that one that had time to travel.
Dude, it is weird. Like knuckles, dude, that's the worst thing.
Over and done.
Fat. Like I got shot in my little fat gap right here. Dude, this hurts so. I was like, oh god.
Oh goodness.
You know, yeah. So I don't know. It's random,
yeah.
But yeah.
So going back to Raven Tactical, you know, like Jimmy and I, you know, we've done some seminars and clinics together. Yes. And he, you know, he's certified, you know, to teach. Mm-hmm. You know, building clearing, you know, room clearing, whatever it might be.
He knows his shit, man. He's awesome.
You know, and it's cool to see you doing it, you know, and you have the means to do it. How would you say, I guess, talking about, you know, showing people situational awareness along those lines of, you know, when and when not to engage something. You know, what is it that you're going to bring with Raven Tactical to show civilians, law enforcement, military, whatever it might be, even security companies here, what is it that you can bring to them to help better those skills that they think they might have? You know, because when you're doing this is a whole different world. Yeah. You know, with Krav and the tactical stuff you're doing, you know, Krav is intense.
It is very intense. That's one of the reasons I loved it, man. Yeah, you know, there's a very big difference between going to like a pistol range and just like sitting there and dude, you can dial in, you know, a group that's a circle at 20 yards if you spend enough time doing it. You know, one of the first questions we ask in every class is, Okay, so who here goes in the range? Most people raise their hands. We shoot a little bit, or I own a gun or something. Okay. Well, you assume the sights on your weapon are your best friend in a gunfight, and that's not accurate. They're your worst enemy, right? Now, if you're talking about sustained battle, then yeah, we have time to like talk to people and communicate. Like a modern day battlefield, we need sights. But if you're an ATM, someone shoves you, punches your kid in the face, pulls a gun on them. Well, I don't want any of our students to have to be like, okay, pull my gun out, let me acquire my sight. Like, no, like trust your gut and engage.
Yeah.
Now, engaging may mean running the fuck away,
Sure.
or it may mean taking a life. And so all we want to do is just give people a skill set and confidence. But at the end of the day, your conscience is what you answer to.
Sure.
We can teach you the legal stuff, but honestly, man, if I go to jail because I'm defending one of my daughters, like, okay.
Yeah, I agree. If I go to jail for defending my kids, or defending 100 people in a store,
sure,
and only one person was lost,
right?
Go ahead,
yep,
take me.
Yep.
Which kind of brings me, something I've learned teaching people.
Because what are you teaching right now? Because you're working with MMA team.
So I'm working with just the fighters up at the gym, up at Victory Combat. Fully giving my time,
awesome.
Volunteer to just help these guys with striking, whatever it is they might need. I'm with Jimmy Torres in San Angelo with NC Elite Krav and Tactical. I do the Krav with him. And my Krav career started backwards.
Yeah.
My first big step into it was the instructor's course in Arkansas in 2019.
Yeah.
There was 95, 96 instructors there that have spent, I think I was probably the least experienced, but the lowest trained instructor was probably 3 years in.
Oh, wow.
And the most was like 30 years.
Yeah, so at jiu-jitsu, you're like,
yeah, so I started backwards, because you were in the worldwide, and this is just, the, what do they call it? Krav Association of America. I forget what it calls it. IKA or something like that.
They're all great. Yeah.
And so I started backwards. I started at, there's 7 levels in the system. I started at, 5, 6, and 7 that year. Yeah. And I completely skipped 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Right.
So I'm completely backwards on my Krav. I've got to level up, but I'm still able to help with the more advanced stuff, which is, and it helped because of my Taekwondo.
Yeah.
It really plays a big factor because, you take Krav, it's boxing, judo.
Yeah.
You got Aikido in there.
It's a thief.
It's a thief of everything.
Dude. It's just like, we'll take anything that works.
Yeah, and I never understood the system until I really got sat down and studied it and then really dove in with Jimmy about what it really was. And, Taekwondo, we were like I said earlier, we use our voices and we know certain moves to protect ourselves but not hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Krav is the complete opposite. It is threat, engage, I'm fucking you up before you even get the opportunity.
Let me ask you a question. So, have you been in a street fight before?
Plenty.
Okay. Have you been in a MMA match before?
Have.
Okay. What's the biggest difference between
the two? The biggest difference between the two, and I've preached this in many classes, is when you're out on the streets, in a bar, movie theater, whatever it might be, there is no rules.
Yeah.
You see a lot of this bullshit on YouTube.
I totally agree.
You see this bullshit on YouTube. You can't do that. You can't do that. Says who? Show me the fucking rule book.
Is there a chair?
On fighting.
Part of my tool set.
That's why I said, when I'm outside, if you approach me and you're acting like you're going to fight me, but then you walk away, I'm sorry for whatever happens when you turn your back to me. Don't you ever, I was taught when we bow in, we look up.
Right.
We don't ever bow our head to our opponents.
Right.
That considered to me, you turning, starting a fight, and then walking away is you bowing with your head down.
Right.
Total fuck up on your part. And
I totally agree, man.
And people think it's dirty, but I'm sorry. It's the real world. No one is going to say, hey, no one's going to walk up to you and say, I'm about to pull a knife on you and rob you. Be ready, okay? It's not going to happen.
Your murderer is not going to show up at your funeral and be like, you know what? He bowed.
Yeah. No.
Before he tried.
Yeah, there is no
to attack.
You know, and that's why guys
No one
like
cares.
yourself.
Are you alive or not?
Exactly. Guys like yourself, Jimmy, myself, teaching these things. You know, and one of my biggest things, we could teach somebody the same thing 10,000 times, but you talked really big Saturday on the energy drill. You know, when that adrenaline kicks in,
yeah, man.
I can't tell you how you're going to respond.
So going off that, you know, the first question I asked was like, okay, well, who's on the range? We talk about sites and all that, and I do a small little teaching on it because it is important. You know, if we're talking about an advanced, you know, course, we're working with, you know, former law enforcement, active, current military, former, you know, guys that know how to handle their shit. Okay, then yeah, sites matter. But for Bob, sites don't fucking matter, right? And so at the end of it, we run through the scenarios. You were a huge part of that. You know, we stage different stuff, do some high stress. We're shooting at each other, all that good stuff. And you ask the question at the end, okay, well, who remembers their sites? And including law enforcement, including civilians, including kids, including older people, all no, didn't see that at all.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think you had like 3 people, maybe 4, answer every little thing.
Yeah.
They remembered every little bit of it, but you know, let's kind of backtrack.
Shoot? Where was that? Where did you shoot me?
Exactly.
Because remember, we're training real shit. So you're gonna have to, if you kill somebody, you have to go to court.
Yeah. And folks, I want you to understand, Krav is going to be the most realistic, real life, situational self-defense there is. And I'm calling it that because it is a self-defense, but it's also a kick-ass system. It make you a total badass. You know, I think it's super cool. But let's kind of backtrack. Early on of Saturday when we were doing the course, we actually had a young lady break down. And she broke down on you.
Yeah.
Wait, y'all, let me set the scene for y'all. We were just doing just a small little scenario, empty guns, just walking up, robbing them from the front, pushing them a little bit. And Cam kind of walked me through with what happened with this young lady.
Yeah, just stress. I mean, stress is really it, man. You know, we're doing some basic weapon disarms. And we try teaching. We take, you know, obviously you were there. We take some time, like, let's walk through slow. Let's train it. Let's adrenaline-free environment. And then, okay, great. Now let's crank it to 10.
Yeah.
Right. And just so honestly, and the goal is for that reaction to happen.
Absolutely.
Just so you like, holy shit, man. Like, this is a lot. It's a lot for any human to process. So yeah, we had a young lady and, you know, she just got, you know, I think we both did a drill with her. I don't remember the details on it, but we went hard, you know, we were going, fuck you, give me your money back, pushing her, shoving her. And, you know, maybe or maybe not, she's seen that before, who knows? But yeah, it was just a lot. There's a whole lot of shit going on.
There is.
What's really cool about it though, it's like, dude, she handled her shit, got it back together. Like, okay, this is my default. I don't like this. Like, I don't like being overloaded. I don't like being a victim.
Yeah.
Here. So
absolutely.
I'm going to get back into shit, and did one of the best, you know, active gun runs we've had.
She did.
You know,
she did. And I'm glad you said that. I was very impressed because I pulled her off to the side for a minute. You had me take her off to the side, and we worked the drill. But before we worked the drill, I talked to her for a minute, and you know what I told her was, it's okay.
Yeah.
What had just happened is totally okay.
That's the point of training.
And you know, she didn't quite understand that. Like, why are you praising me for crying or breaking down?
You put your head all the way in.
You know, like you finished. You may have broke down. It'll scare the shit out of anybody.
Sure.
You know, like, hell, if it ever happened to you and I, it probably
the first time I got shot at, dude, I face planted in the sand. It felt like for 4 hours, and I'm just like, this is not good. I don't like this. Right. Yeah. And I'm a trained fucking corporal, team leader in an infantry battalion. I've been through the best training on planet fucking Earth. And the first time a bullet whips by me, face plant. Yeah,
I agree. You know, it's one of those, you know, the first time I had a knife pulled on me, I was...
Because you're Mexican.
Of course. It's because I'm brown. You know, it's just all there's to it. I believe I was 19, if I remember right. 19 or 20.
Wow.
Homeless guy, cracked out, you know, just wanted some money. luckily, I'm grateful I had the training I had because I was very collective about it.
Yeah.
He presented a threat, which was a knife. You know,
100%.
we all know that. It's the way he presented the threat. You know, and I told this story to Jimmy's guys in San Angelo. He was very flimsy with the hand. He never pushed it up against me. We were about 1.5 feet, 2 feet off, you know, and he was just kind of flailing it around. And then he closed the distance, but he was so out of it and loopy that the knife wasn't even touching me. It was his hand. His hand was on my chest.
Wow.
You know, so I did the basic. Hey, man, I'm grabbing my wallet, dropped it. The second I did, I never hit the guy.
Yeah.
I literally just turned, pulled the knife out. It was over.
Love it.
You know, I didn't, you know.
So what was his reaction when that happened?
He couldn't figure out what was going on because he was so out of it. You know, he fell when I ripped the knife. He fell and hit the ground.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, one of the guys asked me
And
when I was
telling
about
formal
that,
training, weapon wise, or you just kind of running
just the karate. You know, we did do some basic stuff in karate. I'll show you how basic we went. Just the basic slap. You know, the basic slap. But this one, it was up, and I went off an instinct. I trapped, I turned, and I yanked it out. You know, and he wasn't a strong guy. Right. You know, I knew I had the advantage.
Still a knife.
Yeah, it's still a knife, you know. But it was one of those.
You don't have to be good at knife fighting to kill somebody.
So, you know, one of the guys asked a great question. He was like, "Why didn't you just beat the shit out of him?"
Right.
You know, that's a threat.
What did you do? Just push.
I pushed, put the knife away, put it in my pocket, and I was like, "Hey, man, I don't want any problems." I was like, "But if that's what you're looking for, you know, I got you." But and I ended up just kind of. I tried to talk to the guy a little bit, and I had a friend with me in the vehicle. That completely, I told him to stay there. Yeah. You know, I'd put my hands up. Don't come out. There's no sense in two of us getting hurt if it goes that way.
Right.
But the reason I didn't is I didn't think it was necessary.
Yeah.
Now, had it been an active guy in the right mind doing that, ready to fight, fuck yeah, it's on. And it's like
it's like find a drunk guy, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna handle you until you're just done.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna just I'm not gonna bury you, dude.
Exactly.
Like you're hammered, you're drunk, you know.
It's no sense in it, you know. But you know, we have these tools and these resources, and I think what you're doing with Raven Tactical when you announced it, I thought it was amazing.
Thanks.
It's a beautiful thing. I look forward to anytime you need me,
dude.
I'm a phone call away.
Love it.
You know, with that, you know, there's so much more we could discuss.
Sure.
You know. But man, I want to give you an opportunity. Why don't you just tell everybody your contact info, you know, future website, emails, anything you need for Raven Tactical.
Super simple. The best way right now, just go to Raven, just get on Facebook, go to Raven Tactical, and you'll see us on there. And it's got every numbers, email, contact, all that.
Sweet.
Today or tomorrow, for sure this week, we'll have all the other social media up and running.
Nice.
But that's really it, man. And here's the cool thing with it, like we can customize anything. Like we're have some standard packages we do. But man, dude, we worked with going back to your deal, like we worked with was it Levelland School District? Worked with their teachers and their police department, school police department, and just did some active shooter scenarios out there with them. And same deal, we had one of the teachers break down, you know, and she wanted to conceal carry. And one I don't know if they allowed it or not, but one of the prerequisites at the time was like, well, y'all have to do some training if you're going to conceal carry on kids, which is great. Great plan. But what was awesome is like she realized, dude, she can't handle the responsibility of a gun. And it's not a knock on her as a woman at all. Like some of the baddest people on planet Earth I know are chicks, you know. But for her specifically, you know, and we're staging school shootings. We got bodies, you know, laying in the hallway, and we're trying to bring as much stress as possible. And, you know, she shut down, had a little panic attack, and, you know, I had to be like, I can't, I need to stop. And kudos to her, dude, of just being like, you know what? I don't want to be here. I don't want to be with this responsibility of taking life or giving life, you know, whatever.
Understood.
So yeah, I love that stuff, man. So basically Raven Tactical, we're just trying to dump real-time situation of stress, discover what your reaction is to it, and then let's train how to beat it. Or, it'd be like, you know what? I'm good.
Yeah.
Either one's fine.
Yeah. Well, folks, there you have it. Raven Tactical, Cameron McHale here. I will pin in the comments as soon as I figure out how to do it. His Facebook. It's Raven Tactical. Yep. Go on Facebook. Look them up. If you ever need anything, I put my word behind this man here. Great guy, great martial artist.
Thanks, man.
We've now, 2 years trained together, off and on.
Yeah, man. Really
great jiu-jitsu roles. We've done Krav together. I look forward to what stuff we can do in the future.
Absolutely.
But if y'all ever need anything, y'all can also get a hold of me.
For sure.
I can get a hold of this guy for you. I can shoot you his info. But he has Raven Tactical, bringing real life situational stuff.
And if you need badass burritos.
Is that a Mexican thing?
Yeah, I didn't say it.
Hey, yeah, it's like I said. I'm going to feed my guests.
I can be a little.
I will feed my guests here. But it's like I said, guys, this is our first episode. We ran a little longer. There's so much we could have kept talking about. But Cameron, I really thank you for being here today.
Absolutely, man.
On my channel here on JMan2k TV. I look forward to seeing everybody again. Please, if you haven't yet, below at the end of this video, the subscribe button, actually, it'll be off to the side, I believe. Share it, subscribe, whatever you want with it. It'll help this man here get out, give you an opportunity to get to know him. And that's the whole point of this. I think we learned a lot from you today, from the military to the training, how one part played over into the other, into what you're doing now, Raven Tactical. Yeah. It's all beautiful. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. And I thank you very much, sir, for being
Shout
on
out
here.
to JMan. He's a legit fighter. Plenty of times.
No.
Love it.
I'm a little pinto bean teddy bear, man. I love just sharing what I can with everybody, especially this guy. We've shared so much with one another, martial arts wise. So I can't wait to see what more we do. But thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Please give us some feedback. I'm just diving into this. Give me feedback anytime you want. You can leave it in the comments. You can write me personally on my Facebook. You can call me if you have my number. A lot of people have my number. Call me. Let me know what y'all thought. I really appreciate everybody. Y'all have a blessed day. Have a great week. And don't forget, keep your eyes, keep your mind, everything aware at all times.
Peace.
Have a good day.